Hello, how you doing? My name's Jason, and I'm a writer with Arts Care, and I'm here today with my little friend Albert. This is Albert the cat. He's my little pal, and he's helping me write some poems. And I'm hoping that at the end of this little video, you'll be able to write a poem too. And what I'm looking at today is list poems. Okay, so writing a list poem is really easy. In fact, it's one of the easiest poems to write. All you have to do is think of a load of stuff and write it down in a list. So here goes. Here's one just off the top of my head. Okay, what about people? Okay, so what do I know about people, right? So I'm sitting here and there are people walking, people talking. What else is there? I can hear some music rocking, and clock tick tocking. You get the idea. So I'm doing one that rhymes. It doesn't have to rhyme. And you see how scribbly my writing is. I can write it out neat later. The idea is just to get it down as quick as possible. In fact, sometimes I don't even write it down. I just sort of say it. And what about another one? I'll turn this over. Think you could do a list poem about things you love. So I'm going to have. I had a little cup of tea a while ago, and I had a lovely bit of chocolate with it. So I'm going to say I love the taste of chocolate. What else can I write? Oh, and the smell. Oh, chocolate. I love another bit of chocolate right now, and the smell and the way it melts in my mouth. When it melts in my mouth. And what else do I like about chocolate? It's really good. The crunch. And the crunch when I bite it. You know what? I love the sound of when you open it, I love the sound of the wrapper unwrapping. And as you see, my writing's really scribbly because I'm writing this down fast, and I would write it out neat again. And I could just go on like that. You could write about anything you love. Just something you love is really good. Like, it could be a toy, it could be a person, anything at all, really. Another idea that's really good is favorite things. Favorite things, or a favorite person. You can write all about the things you really like about them. Favorite things, just off the top of my head: furry cats, like my cat Albert. You've all met Albert. Loud bangs. He doesn't like loud bangs, but I do, like fireworks and things. Crisps at midnight. Oh yeah, something. What else do I like? The TV turned off. My children don't like that, but I do. I love it. So quiet afternoons. And again, I could go on, and I'd write those, and some of those things I'd then take out because they might not work with the final poem I want. But you get the idea. You just write a list and just see where it takes you. And if you don't like the thing, so I might change. I might say, crisps at midnight. I don't think that works for this poem. I might do something else. So I've got TV turned off, quiet afternoon, and something else like reading a book. And I might then change the way I'm thinking. That's like your train of thought, and where you think next. And quite often a list poem takes you one thing in the next. And another idea for a list poem is just writing a list of rhyming words, just playing a little game. There's a really cool game I like to play called Rhyme Tennis. And you just bat just things back and forward. You can play it with a friend. So like plip, and then you might say, I don't know what you might say, plop, jump. And then someone else might say drop, spin, win, and then I might say the spinning, top. And I'm not really thinking about these. I'm just making them up as I go along. And it's actually quicker when you're not writing, and you just list and riff a whole load of things. So, and then I wouldn't necessarily leave that as my finished poem. I'd use that as my ideas. It's like an ideas generator. And then I might take some of those, and that plop bit, right? I might use that. I like the spin, win, spinning top. I might turn that into a new poem. So plip plop might turn into a rain poem or something like that. Or spin, win, spinning top. I might turn that into something about playing a game. But you get the idea. Right now, he's itching to get away. Woo, all right, Al. Oh, he's frisky today. Over to Al and a poem about a cat. Jenny asked for a poem about a cat. And I said, I can give you a poem about an amazing tree frog. or a lonely dog, a sinking boat, a stinky goat, a yellow canary, a fairy, you, or a poem about a cello, or a violin which is smaller, or a double bass which is taller. I can tell you a poem that vanishes without a trace, or one where a chef gets egg all over his face. I can tell you a poem that weaves words like lace, or a serious one about rubbish and waste. If you wait, I can tell you a long one, or a short one. A poem that's thin, or a poem that's fat. But Jenny didn't like any of that. She just wanted a poem about a cat. So I gathered everyone around and got them all to make the sound of a cat. And Jenny was happy with that. This is my wee cat, Albert. Albert, hey fella, say hello. You want to say hello? No, he's not in the mood to say hello today. Anyway, that was an example of a list poem. Now, a list poem is where you literally list words. You just list things, and they can be completely random, or they can have a meaning or be about a certain thing or a certain something. Okay, so here are some ideas of things that you could use to write a list poem of your own, and then maybe write some and send us your poems, send us your ideas. We'd really love to find out what you've been writing about. The contents of a cupboard. Now there's a list. Or what about a list of your favorite music, your favorite songs? Song titles are really good. And then you can create more things from those song titles. You could write a list poem about the things you find on a shelf. And the really good thing about that kind of list poem is if you've got like photographs and things like that, or objects that mean something to you, you can then spin off and start thinking about the photograph, or like the day you remember. So you can have things like photographs of friends and family, days out, and things like that you can list. And then you can say, I remember the day that we went to the forest. There's a picture there of me with my children in the forest. And then I could start thinking about a poem that way. So a list poem is really good for starting a bigger poem as well. It just doesn't have to be the thing in itself. So I always think the list is the start. A good place to write any kind of poem is the garden. There's loads of flowers and things, and you could list that. Or you could think about an adventure you were going in the garden and all the places you hid or were about to hide. You could do the same at the beach. You could do the same at home, just somewhere around your house. You could hide under a table, create a den, and do a list poem inside your secret hideaway. You could create a list poem about the things you're packing in a suitcase. So things you might need to go on a trip, like sunglasses, sun cream, and shorts. And what about some towels? And what else have I got? And a sun hat. And you just list all those kind of things and then create a poem from that. I could list all my favorite foods. Or there's a very famous story called George's Magic Medicine, where Roald Dahl has turned the idea of like a list or a list poem of ingredients into an entire story. Up on my wall in the kitchen, we've got tons and tons of writing. So I've got an alphabet. So you could also do an alphabet list poem. So you start at A, B, C, D, E, F, and go all the way through the alphabet and write something for each letter of the alphabet. What we've made here is basically like a mood board. So I've like stuck loads of ideas, loads of pictures for each of the letters. And then that's inspiration as well. So you could actually just write a poem about things that begin with A. So alligator, apple, accordion, avocado, alien, etc., etc. And you could start with those words and then you could change them into sentences. So you could say, have the jaws of a giant alligator bit an enormous apple as an avocado played the accordion to an alien. And you can make up all kinds of nonsense. And sometimes nonsense becomes really, really interesting, exciting things. You could write a poem about a rainbow with the colors of the rainbow, or storm clouds, a list poem about weather, rain clouds gathering. And you could write a poem about washing up. There are so many different things. Everywhere I walk around the place, there is inspiration anywhere you go. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm really, really looking forward to reading or hearing or seeing some of your list poems. And right now, me and Al are ready for a wee cup of tea. You're ready for a cup of tea, aren't you? So see you again next time. Bye bye, and good luck with your poems. Bye.